up 5:30 a.m. 5:30 Arizona, 6:30 in Utah. Oh my lord, and 7:30 and a big day for deeds.
Big day for D's.
What is up? Oh my goodness, these bitches want to start barking. Hey, not yet. It is
Vicious Cyber.
Wednesday. It is Wednesday. Deeds, go ahead and take over.
It is Wednesday. Time for you to get up and drink your coffee. We're joined this morning by Jimmy Riley, Mr. He-Man himself here.
What's
He's
up?
graced us with his presence this morning, so we're excited to have.
Super stoked to be here, dude.
Thank you, buddy. We're super glad that you're able to wake up and join us nice and early this morning. I know it's way before your wake up time. So thank you for joining us. And I apologize about Fred, Bob, and Floyd going ape shit this morning. I don't know what the deal is. But yeah, 5:30 AZ, 6:30 Utah, 7:30 Houston, Jason Gulick, Mark Deeds Klodzinski, and our homie, He-Man from Zen Window Cleaning out of
Making it
Salt
fast,
Lake
you'll
City.
see.
Sure.
He's also part of Window Cleaning Nation, and he's also part of the crew that is putting together a get together next weekend in Salt Lake City. What's good, buddy? I'm really glad to see you. Happy Wednesday.
Yeah, man. I'm glad to be here, dude. Just super stoked for the get together. Super stoked to be on my second ever podcast. This is cool. Um,
We've been
yeah,
wanting to
dude.
get you on for a while, buddy, and it's Mental Health Awareness Month, and I don't know many people in this industry that don't suffer from some sort of mental illness, and
Yeah,
Half of
you
us are
know it's
married, so
yeah. And well, the funny thing is
yeah,
too is like, people ask me often, hey, how do you guys decide who you want to have on the show? Or what makes a good guest? And things like
yeah.
that. And I'll give some of you guys a little background. Most of you already knew this, but I went out to Salt Lake City for some soccer in September. And while I was there, I visited with the homies Jake Van O, Nick Coletti, and our guest today, James Riley. And while we were visiting, um, one of those days is Jake, James, myself, and at that time, my 15-year-old son, Julian. And I was, we had a nice lunch, and then we kind of goofed around out front and cleaned some windows for free for the restaurant we were at because we're like, well, that's kind of what we do. Why did we not even think about trying to clean some windows? So
Yeah.
yeah, James and Jake and I and Julian were sitting around visiting and cleaning some windows, and then we went and did a little thrift shopping. Hit
Hell
up a Ross after that,
some
and
tags.
yeah,
yes, sir.
I'm gonna pop some tags, and then we
Only got
kind
$20 in my pocket.
of.
He sounds like a
Yeah,
window
dude.
cleaner.
And then we
For
just kind of
sure. For sure.
hung out and visited and chatted, man. And um, I was super happy to be able to spend time with you and Jake and then my son, but also the conversations that we were having was about the business, of course, but a lot of it was about mental health and how we deal with things in our lives that arise, whether it be family issues, childhood. Some of us had it rough growing up, right? Like, how do
Oh
you
yeah.
how do you how do you deal with some of the struggles that we deal with as business owners, as parents, and as people who love and care about what's going on? What are some of the things that you do to deal with some of your stresses, James?
Mine's pretty basic. I'm a lot better at it now than I used to be for sure. Um, I have a few things going on for me now that I do. I like go for walks every single day. People ask like, "Oh, what you doing cardio, dude?" It's not about cardio or trying to get fit. The walks are to lower my cortisol, stress hormones. That's like scientifically the best way to lower them is through just like walking, dude. And then just things like the get-togethers, dude. Like that kind of stuff. Like it's cool because I have two different ways. I have an on and off switch. So like yesterday, it rained all day, and I
Yeah.
went and fished with an old buddy of mine. He's a combat vet, and it's like, dude, all we did was fish, and it's just so nice. I mean, there's like playful banter and shit too, right? But
Yeah.
like, he's just one of my OG friends. We just fish. There's no business talk. There's no window cleaning. There's no nothing else, right? But like in this industry, like, you know, my wife can only tolerate my wife,
My
my
Yeah.
wife.
wife can
Man,
only
muted.
my wife can only tolerate so
My
much
wife.
window cleaning, you know what I mean? Like
Absolutely.
they're not in the trenches, you know what I mean? Like the people around me, they don't fully understand. So having like good homies like Mike and Jake, Jason, like other people on that I've met, or even people, dude, I got Eddie sending me like stuff every single day, Eddie Stewart. And
Yeah.
I got Brian Brown in my corner, like sending me bird. He knows I really like birds and stuff, so he's always sending me bird memes and stuff every morning. Like that's a perfect start to my day. But I guess just being able to talk with other guys and get it off my chest, and then also being able to step back from it with my other guys, like my other homies that don't there's no money, there's no numbers, there's no like because I'm very empathetic. So
Yeah.
like empath or whatever you call it. So like if you know
You can
if
read
Deeds
minds.
comes to me and if Deeds came to me and he's like, man, I just had this insurance issue, man, and like if my insurance premium went up, and I'm like, oh God, my insurance premium sucks too, bro. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I hate insurance. Mine just went
Deeds,
just re-upped and it didn't go up at all, so I'm pretty happy about that.
you're lucky, man. My shit went
Yeah.
not on business, but on everything else.
Oh, my truck,
I
my truck and trailer that fucking went up like $100 a month or something crazy. Sucks.
Yeah, dude, I'm getting like a bill because like my insurance company, I switched to because a long time ago I totaled my truck. I had it for like a year. I totaled my truck. Absolutely my fault.
Yeah, they
But
hate
like
that.
I learned my lesson. But I my insurance went up, dude. So State Farm like hit me up at like a fair or something, and they're like, "We could save you a ton of money." I'm like, "Okay,
Yeah.
cool," you know? And they did. But then like slowly it started like
Mm.
ticking up, and I'm like, "Whoa, dude, like wait a second." And then like I haven't had business insurance, dude, since October, bro.
Yikes.
They're like, and then they call me and they're like, "You haven't had business insurance since October." I'm like, "What the hell have I been paying you guys for?" They're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
that's for your cars, your life insurance, your renter's insurance, like all your insurance." I'm like, "Dude, I haven't had business insurance, put me back on." They like
Yeah,
call their
let's do that.
people to see if they can put me back on. Their people are like, "No, he's had a lapse." I'm like,
God damn
"What?"
it.
Well, that's
I've
shitty.
paid business insurance for 11 years straight, bro. And then all of a sudden I missed like an audit thing. It was all like
Sure.
email crap. I'm not that guy.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, I
Hey,
had
but
the audit, one of them insurance auditors come after me right after COVID, and I just kind of laughed in their face, like, if you think you're going to find $250,000 in sales here and try to prorate it, you guys are going to be owing me money. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
they
yeah.
left me alone.
yeah,
That's great.
they can kick rocks on that one.
Hmm.
For sure.
So do you do your walks in the morning? Because Deeds, you were doing
I used to
for
do walks.
yeah,
I
you
don't
were
do the
doing
walk walks
walks every
anymore
morning for like the first
for a
10
year.
months of the show. I remember
Yeah.
like you'd get up in the morning, you'd go for a walk and be like, hey man, I'm ready to go, blah blah blah. Uh when you do your walks, James, how far do you go?
I usually just do a 30-minute walk,
Hmm.
and sometimes I'll do a bike ride. I really like riding my bike too.
Mm.
Um, I'll do like I have this river trail that's right next to my neighborhood. That's like my stomping grounds where I grew up, where I
Cool.
learned to love, fight, and do all the fun gangsta stuff. And like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know, party. I was on that river trail day and night, bro. Like, you
Day
know,
and night.
that's
I made
cool.
love on that river trail, you know what I'm saying? But like, dude,
Yeah.
it was
Why don't
like
we
the
do it in the road?
so it starts at like a duck park and then it goes down to like a skate park and down to a lake and then it runs through the whole almost the whole well not the whole county but all of Provo up the canyon.
Nice.
It's a nice walk. So I don't know, probably like maybe 2 or 3 miles probably. However
Sweet.
fast my little feet walk, I don't really try to track it. And if I'm honest, I'm I'm playing Pokemon Go, my guys.
He's like, I'm doing a game anyways. It doesn't really make any difference.
Did you realize I was reading that Pokemon Go is actually a front to get people to take random snapshots of everything everywhere all over the world? That way they could
Maybe.
geotag and everything. You know, they want a picture of the front of the McDonald's. They just put a Charizard right there and boom, they've got it. Now they put a Charizard over by the subway platform. Boom, they got a picture of it. So it was farmed out and sold. So thank you to everybody who did the Pokemon Go for helping AI learn to where things are. And, we'll talk about this later in the future. But
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Pokemon and Nintendo or whomever just got everybody all linked up.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to be mentally healthy, do not use AI to do so.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. What's wrong with me? I have frequent urination and I feel bad. I don't know, but
You have
yeah,
heart problems, cancer, depression, fucking
yeah,
anal bleeding. Like,
and
dude,
halitosis. It's like, what the fuck?
It sounds like all the side effects.
Stop eating
I
Burger
just
King.
want to put this out there, dude. Like, if you use AI, the model that you use, whatever it may be, gets used to who you are as a person. So it starts to like calculate and respond to how
Hey,
you are. So if you ask a question like, you know, whatever it is, I mean, I could ask if the sky is blue, I could get a yes answer and a no answer. It's the same as like Google, right? If you Google anything, the information can be yes or no. It's like within your discretion to like shift through factual information. But like AI's a trip, dude. Like it's just trippy, bro.
Yeah, I've used it
Or
a few
watching it.
times for like generating an image and stuff months ago, but I mean, I think I've got Grok downloaded on the app, and I don't use it too much. But there's
Yeah.
definitely a lot of stuff it can do.
Yeah, you just
I'm
have to
horrible
know
with AI.
you have to know what to tell it to do, you know what I mean? And for those that have that ability, like that's that will make you a better person or whatever. Like if you're
It'll help your profile.
into like if you were to try to program something, code, you sure they're going to give you a code, but that code is like most likely not going to be correct. But if you're somebody who knows how to code and can program AI to help you code, you can shift through what's bullshit and what's right, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't
Right.
know. It's a
Right.
tool, but it's not a
Well,
be
hopefully,
all, you know?
yeah, the text prompts can't clean Windows, so we still have a future. That's always a good thing. Hopefully, they
Speak,
apply too much pressure.
Speaking of
Well,
tools, we got a bunch of our favorite friends that joined us this morning. And no, I'm just playing. Y'all aren't tools. Y'all are the homies. Want to give a shout out to Adam Hogan Jr., Damian Streckengoss, my guy. Jake Van O, Hump Day with the Rat King, Codrine Iorga, Eric Leonardo, Scott Aaronkranz, the Prez is in the house. Let's see who else we got. Eric Leonardo already said, Zach V, Chris Eckstein, yeah, Tyler
Chuck
from
D, Nathan,
WCR,
Jake.
Craig
Nathan
Hensel,
Pickett.
yeah, man,
I'm a mime.
Chuck D, Nate
Good one,
Pickett,
Scott.
yeah, there we
Yeah,
go.
love mimes.
We're
There we
cruising. We're
go.
cruising, bro.
Yeah,
We're
man.
cruising.
So let me ask you some real questions then.
Yeah,
So
yeah, go for it, dude.
what got you into this crazy industry and what keeps you going along?
Um, for me, mostly, probably just the freedom, dude. I'm the first guy to tell you 100% fact, dude. I'm not out here crushing it like the million billionaires of the window cleaning industry, bro. I
Justin's just
am
dryer
for the
vents.
people. I am for the people,
For the
dude.
people.
I have
For the
been sent here
people.
from the year 2036. I'm just kidding. But like yeah, dude. No, I started when I was younger. I did a lot of painting contracting. Like I was a painter. I still
Nice.
was for a long time. And
You're still a painter, deep down.
I fucking hate painting, dude. But like I did it because my wife's father-in-law and everybody did it. And I had, dude, before I became a window cleaner, honest to God, I was a piece of shit. Like
Let's
I
dive
had
into
a
that.
lot of issues. I had a lot of issues I didn't know. Like when I was a teenager, they're like, "Oh, this kid's got he's got issues." And I'm like, "No, you got issues." And then like
Point the
I
finger.
like I
Just
I
give
I
me a
grew up,
Pepsi.
I guess at freaking at 18 when I moved out, I was couch surfing, doing my thing, living my life, met my beautiful wife, I got married,
My wife.
you know, we were always living, but like I would take on jobs and I was always searching for the dollar, like I needed
Yeah.
more money, more money, more money. I probably literally had like 100 different jobs, dude. And I hated all of them. It was just like one day I, I was at this welding facility and it was just the first day and I was there. It's like 12-hour shift and I call my wife like on
My
lunchtime and I'm
wife.
just bawling. I'm bawling, dude. I'm like, I hate my fucking life.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, not enough to like be depressed, but
Yeah.
I'm like, I fucking hate this, my wife's always had my
My
back,
wife.
dude. She's like, bail if you gotta bail, bail. And I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking out of here. I hate this place. I hate these people. I don't like the work, so I bail. And I always would find some kind of job. I had a lot of part-time janitorial experience. I eventually took over managing and then of a janitorial place for like Sears and their AutoZone and stuff like that for
Yeah.
Sears. And I was back in the day, I was getting paid like $10 an hour. And I'm
Yeah.
like, this shit sucks. I could do this on my own, dude. And
Mhm.
so I would sit there and clean houses. I wasn't licensed or anything. Kind of got the ball rolling. That was like 2014. And it's gonna sound lame as fuck, but my boy Keith Kalfas,
Hell
dude,
yeah,
like
keep you off
I
this.
would I would watch his videos, dude, at night, no lie, 1 o'clock in the morning, just fucking bawl my eyes out. Like, he's like his videos would say stuff like, you're
Dude,
worth
I lived
more
in a
than
van.
this,
Yeah.
you're doing this and that, but you want to do this, and he gave me enough motivation to say, I got to do my own thing. So as soon as I started house cleaning, windows just came part of the deal. Denny's was like, I was doing post construction cleaning for Denny's. They're like, do you clean windows? I'm like, yeah, dude. Like
Sure.
Who did you grand
it's
slam these
included
baby?
it's included in all services, and
Oh,
then like,
give it away
they're like,
now.
no, 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 we want like professional. I was like, I could figure that out. I got online. I watched a little bit of Keith, and then it turned into Marcus Bay. And then Marcus Bay was really the guy that like really pushed me because he had something, like a giveaway. And I was like, I need those tools. And so like I went into a store. It was like he wanted you to film like a cold car, like a cold door to door, and
Oh,
then clean their
nice.
windows. So I have this like 45-minute video because I'm just some like retard chump who doesn't know how to edit or anything. I'm like, I got this. I run to the paint store. I'm like, I need to clean your windows. They're like, dude, we have a guy. I'm like, I know, but I need to clean your windows today. It's for free. It's on the house. I cleaned the windows. Took me forever. And then I won. And in that, um, I got some stuff from Richie Blue and some of the old guys back in the day. And it just really spiraled there. But that was the push I needed, man.
So we can
It
blame Richie
really-
Blue and Marcus Bay for your window cleaning takeover in Salt Lake City.
Pretty much.
So
Pretty much,
Zen,
dude.
so Zen is all thanks to Richie Blue and Marcus Bay.
Pretty much. Especially
Thank you.
Marcus. Marcus is he's gone now, but that guy that taught me. He taught me almost everything I knew just from phone conversations, the way he articulated, like how to turn a squeegee on a pool and stuff. Bar none, dude.
So let me ask you this: those dudes being generous with their time and with their gear and basically just being good human beings, what did that basically show you? I mean, James, you kind of had this like you're a jokester, a lovable guy, likes to have fun, likes to like kind of not pranks, but likes to just dick around and just be fun. You know what I mean? Like, but when you
Yes.
mix that with a little knowledge and a little power, and you bring it all together,
You become
how do you-
He-Man.
how did those dudes' ideas and actions affect the way that you treated other people?
Um, dude, like I said, Marcus is my huge influence. Like that guy was selfless. Everything he did, like, and this is back in the day, like there were no sponsors, There was
Yeah,
no like nothing. He did everything that he did. He would buy or give what he had, like
yeah.
all the time. And he always had some cool little like, hey, good morning, it's 5 a.m. and I'm en route with some kind of like spiritual scripture or something, and like the guy he just gave back. And I always wanted to give back, but like, I'm an
When you're
empath, bro. I
when
would
you're
sit there
first
and boob sometimes. I'm like, I'm not giving back like others, and then like I've been blessed lately to be able to be a part of something that gives back to others, dude.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
that's
that full
that's what
circle.
I'm in love with right now.
That's the
You know?
juice. That's the
Yes.
juice we call it. You know, some people, when you're talking juice, some people talking about like what's in the cup. Like Adam Hogan Jr. asked me what's in the cup. I've been making some cold brew coffee lately. I accidentally spilled it, so that's why I had to refill it. But the juice, and we're not talking about gambling. We're talking about the juice, what keeps you going day to day. You know what I
Like
mean?
Ford
It's like,
Bronco.
Yeah.
yeah, it's you got to have something else in this. You got to have some kind of, well, not you gotta, but when you have some skin in the game and you are providing to other people, other cleaners, uh, providing a service to your clients, you need to have something else, or it helps when you have something else to get you through those tough days. It's exactly like what you were talking about yesterday. You know, it's a little dreary outside. Instead of being pissing, bitching, and moaning about it, you decide, hey, I'm gonna go fishing with the bud. And
Sure.
that's what this business is all about. The freedom too, like you mentioned earlier. And then once you continue to grow and establish yourself, you do sometimes opportunities do arrive where you do get to be that guy now, and you do get to help bless people, and you do get to be that ear to bend when someone has an issue, like when Deeds wants to call you about insurance, or I want to call and bitch about whatever's going on in my life. So I want to say thank you to you for being that guy, because you are that guy these days. And it's great to have people like yourself in this industry that others can count on. So I just wanted to tell
Yeah,
you
for sure.
personally, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being a friend.
Yes.
I love you
Awesome.
all.
Unreal.
Yeah, dude. Nah, it's really chill. But also like, you know, at the same time, if you're one of those guys, like one of those guys that, you know, is selfless sort of. I'm so lucky. I'm so blessed. I have so many, like Jake. I can call Jake and just be like, "Hey, dude, I have this or that, like what do I do?" He's pretty wise in the knowledge of like taxes and business and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know, I'm very blessed. I have a lot of good people, but also sometimes you just have to like get away.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of what yesterday was about. Like it's like the day before that, I had a last minute job. We were working, I was on the phone with you actually,
Yeah,
and
I
we were
remember.
up in the mountains, and it was just a little bit like not stressful, but like, it was a last minute thing, something I didn't plan on doing that day. And when these customers in my Sundance area, these guys are like snowbirds. They live in like Florida, and then they pop up, it's Mother's Day. I want my windows washed right now. Well,
Yeah.
Yeah,
in order for
tomorrow.
me to keep those, in order for me to keep those accounts, those are my bosses.
Yeah.
Like that's the one time where I feel like I have a job. Like I have to bounce. If they
Yeah.
say bounce, I bounce,
Yep, it's worth
They
it.
say jump, I say how high, you know,
Whee!
because they're like my bread and butter. So I
Yep.
take care of them. But at the same time, sometimes you're like, fuck, man, I wanted to go fucking, go fish, go do something. I wanted to be a part of this or whatever it is. And so like yesterday, when I had nothing to do, a lot of times I I kind of like ruminate. I'm like, I could be doing something. I could be doing something. I gotta dig up jobs. And I'm like, you know what? Today's not that day, dude. Like, fuck that. I'm
Power
going
down.
fishing.
Yeah. So it's funny is I had that conversation with my buddy Billy, and I've talked about him all the time. He's been in this industry for a super long time, so he knows the ins and outs and ups and downs. And it's so weird because sometimes, like 2 weeks ago, we were jammed. Last week we had a slow week. This week we have a slow week. Next week we're jammed. You know what I mean? It's like, but because he kind of understands the industry, it's like, look, we got to take these slow days or weather days as they come with a grain of salt, because when we're
Yeah.
not, we're jamming. You know what I mean? And it's like you got to figure out that happy medium, that balance too. But I was kind of getting into this with him yesterday about like I spend a lot of time doing a lot of things, making phone calls, making texts, sending emails, doing all this shit. And then there's some days where it is a weather day and I just don't feel like doing it. And you get to a point to where you've already established yourself and you're like, look, is it really worth my energy to go out and either like I used to do door knocking a shit ton when I was first getting established. I have door hangers now, but I don't really knock like I used to. I don't have the
Yeah.
energy. I'm almost fucking 50 years old. I don't have the time. My back hurts. Like I can make all these excuses for why I don't want to do it. But the answer is I just don't want to do it some days.
Yeah.
But that's okay now because I've gotten to that point. I did all those other years of all that shit to where I don't really necessarily have to do this. But then sometimes in my head, I get to like exactly what you just said. And it's like, man, I really should be doing this. I really
Yeah.
should be
Yeah.
doing something else, but
I do
it
I
is
do
what it
that all
is.
the time, man. I do that all the time. I started by, because I started mostly self-taught with Marcus-based guidance.
Yeah.
I This is really funny, dude. So like back in the day, he had freaking he was doing some videos of his, and he would go into this little Chinese restaurant, and Asians are very particular. They basically, you go in, you say, hey, I want to clean your windows, $25, man. Come on, they're like, no, we clean window. You're like, nah, 20 bucks. Come on, let me clean your windows today. 20 bucks. They look good. You'll have me back every 2 weeks, whatever. They're like, nah, you clean windows for free? I'm like, no, 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 no. Basically they're gonna get you down to like your lowest thing. And then if you're like,
Ding a ding
hey,
a ding a
no,
ding.
they're like, I give you some orange chicken. You're like,
Hell
nah, dude,
yeah.
I need
MSG.
money
Jesus,
to
oh,
eat.
yeah.
And so like my goal when I started, that's how I started. I hit every Asian place I could think of because they were the hardest people to hit, man. And so
Yeah.
having the confidence to mingle with people
Oh,
that love to haggle was
Mhm.
like gold, you know what I mean? But as I got
Yeah.
older, because I built like a pretty big route, and then I was just like Goose said, I don't there's days I should hustle, but I don't because I'm like, dude, I'm only 38, but I'm like, dude, I don't want to do that no more. Like, I don't want to be the guy that harasses and take a bunch of no's, and then it feels awesome when you get a yes, but like,
yeah.
I can't do that.
So that's also what I was gonna get at too. And like as I've gotten older too, I don't so 14 years ago or whatever, 2012, when I started, I started the business on my own and I was doing the door knocking. It was still a part-time hustle, but at that point in time, I was still an addict, in active addiction, alcoholic, whatever. And like at that time I was super hungry because I had an addiction to feed too, man. So I was always like, bro, I got to get this money every single day. Like
Yeah,
I need to make at least 150 to $300 a day to do this shit. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
And it
yeah,
it sounds crazy, but I was super hungry.
yeah,
And I didn't have a problem overcoming objections, and I also didn't give a fuck when someone told me no at that point. As you
yeah,
get older, sometimes you just get sick and tired of hearing no.
yeah,
Also technology has advanced. There's ring
yes,
cameras at every door, so nobody comes to the door anymore. Um, and there's other ways to go about gaining business. So that's
yeah.
kind of like that's kind of how I changed my direction in the way that I did my business. Growing up, though, let me ask you this, James. Growing up and in business, all of us have to overcome objections, and not only overcome objections, but overcome some obstacles. What are some of the biggest obstacles that you've had to overcome from growing up, if you feel like sharing that, and or some of the or pardon me, largest obstacles you've had to overcome while you're in business?
Um, for
Didn't
me,
think you were going to get hit with the real one this morning, huh?
no, I anticipated this. We always go real, bro. So real,
Yes,
um,
please.
probably like not the most hardest thing in my life, um, probably when my grandmother passed. I was 8 years old. Um, I my grandmother, my mom, and my brother. My dad was always kind of in and off out of drugs. I don't even know where he was. I think actually at the time he was locked up. He was involved in some drive-by. He was just always gacked out of his mind. So he just went along with the ride and
Yeah,
ended up being accomplice to some murder and stuff. And yeah, he spent some time in jail.
yeah.
So, and then my grandmother died in the car accident. My mom was horribly wounded. My brother was pretty all right, but he was like 2 at the time. And I sat outside on the on the strip, the ditch, for about almost 8 hours, bro, until my
Wow.
neighbors
Yeah.
saw the news, like 10 o'clock news, and they were like, holy shit, that's why he's been out there all day, you know? And so, like, that really sparked. Some people don't know the moment that fucked them. I know the moment that fucked me. Like,
Uh,
mentally, that
Traumatic.
really, it, mental health some of it is genetic, some of it is environment. I have obviously genetic
Dispositions.
parts of it, but that really fired it up.
Hmm.
And then so my OCD as a child, and I didn't know how to handle it, went out the roof, you know. And when I I just lived my life like a fucking angry little fucking kid, dude. I went through everything, dude. I mean, high school, I was locked up because I was just a delinquent POS kid, dude. Like running, I was hurt, dude. I don't know how to else to explain it or how to get it out. I was just a kid, you know. And that was probably the hardest thing, dude. And then, you know, luckily for me, I've always had a pretty good shoulder. So it's
and
like,
and
you know,
and sense of humor, James. And sometimes that sense of
yeah,
Yeah.
humor can
yeah.
really get you through it. And I
You gotta
I
have that when you're locked up, man. Because if you locked up with these boys gonna eat you alive, dude. You
yeah.
like, hey, man, you know, that's a little bit much. Get the hell away from me, you know. Like I put up with some crazy shit, but when I was locked up, I'm so thankful that I was locked up as a teenager because I was like, I love freedom.
Yeah.
This sucks. Like I don't want to do this again. I saw me and Jake talked about this. I had this guy that came in and he was like laying down the statistics. He's like, you know, 90% of you piece of shit kids
We'll
are
be
gonna be
back.
back in 2 months.
Yep.
And then the 90 of you that come back, you're all going to jail. And then once you go to jail, 50% of you are going to prison for life. And I was like, fuck, I don't want to be that guy. Sure as shit,
Jeez.
I was back in 2 months. Sure as shit, I was back another time. And then sure as shit, I was doing a year up by
Yeah.
this prison facility. Then I'm like, holy shit, I don't want to do this. So I got out and I worked my magic. I'm good. As far as business goes, the hardest thing was probably straight up like my I'm pretty blessed. I but my mental health eventually caught up with me.
Yeah.
When I was that 18-year-old kid that thought that like these doctors are stupid. I ain't got no issues. Turns out I couldn't keep a job because of my ADHD and my OCD. And then, you know, I couldn't keep these jobs. So I was living like a poverty riddled freaking, you know, just living this crazy life. And at one point I got all my shit together. I had the wife, I had the job,
Life.
I I had, you know, the truck. I mean, we're talking real. We're not talking like I just bought a 2015 Ford F-15, you know, like no, I mean, we're living the life. I had like a nice truck, but it was a little older. And one day, all that weight, start having kids, running your business, everything just like anxiety spiked, and I didn't know where it was coming from,
Yeah.
dying. And you know, I'd go to the ER like I'm gonna have a heart attack and shit, you know. No, I was just having anxiety, bro. So
Deeds,
I
does
was
any of
very
this sound
stressed.
familiar to you with your business? Like I know that, and I don't mean to cut you off, James, but
No, you're
your
good.
your childhood and then into business, it knowing you now, I didn't know you then, obviously, but knowing you now, it's awesome for me and us to be able to see and hear and understand that we can overcome certain things. We can overcome and get through some mental health issues and not treat other people shitty, right? Just because we had a shitty childhood or a shitty upbringing or made bad decisions from ages of 8 to 30 doesn't mean that we need to carry those bad decisions and treat people poorly from 30 until the rest of our lives, right? We
Yeah.
can make decisions on a day-to-day basis to be a good person. Am I right?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%, bro.
And
There's
Deeds, I was just gonna ask you too, like Deeds, when he's talking about the health too, where it went from the stress from being just stress to actually being illness, basically, right?
Yeah.
James? Deej, you
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
went through some of that stuff too, right? For a little bit. Like I think part of your health was also tied into stress. Do you believe so?
Yeah, I had a lot of stress. Yeah, a lot of stress built up from uh, business, life, etc. Um, but yeah, I handled that, took care of that, had a bunch of surgeries. But I thought I was dying for a while because I wasn't sure what was going on. I had gallbladder issues and other things going on, and it was just a weird place, because I had no answers. Felt like I was dying, a lot of debt and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Missing work because
Yeah.
of being sick, and then it piles up. So right now I'm playing catch up from like last year, from even like a year ago being sick. Like there's a lot of stuff I'm still behind and playing catch up. Luckily, the business is going well, so I'm staying busy. So just got a positive outlook. Just got to
Yeah.
every day stay positive and try to stay busy. Try to take time
James, how do
to.
how do you keep from going back to that place? Like how do we as people, how do we catch the signs, right? Like, do you have signs in your life that tell me, hey man, I'm getting stressed out? How do you guys, when does it register? Does it get to a point sometimes when it's, hey, it might be too late, I'm about to freak the fuck out? Or you know what I'm getting at? Like, how do you catch yourself before you start slipping?
Um, the key to that is just knowing yourself. It's a really hard thing to do. I don't know if you need ketamine or you need Jesus or what, but you better find it. But like the thing is like, you know, I I was able to go to therapy. I'm only 38. I was born in 98. I mean 1988, okay? So like
Yeah.
in the 90s, it was like fuck your mental health, you piece of shit. Get up and go work. You got baby hands, boy.
Yeah.
Like that there was none of this kind of shit that we see now. I'm so thankful for COVID because COVID was like, welcome to my reality, boys.
Yeah.
And now everybody's like, hey, maybe employees or people have feelings and they need days, mental health days, they need shit. But learning your stressors, um, and it's just, dude, for me, I'm so blessed, bro. I found Taoism, like Zen philosophy, mindfulness, breathing techniques, things like that. That's really what brought me out of it. And then I was also blessed to have a really good therapist. And my therapist wasn't like floofy. He was just like honest all the time. He was just like, hey, dude, there's mushrooms. And I'm like, yeah, we would banter back. I'm like, he's like, there's weed, right, man? And I'm like, I can't do that shit, man. It gives me anxiety. He's like,
Okay.
oh, okay. Like,
So we've talked a little bit about the mental health. We talked a little bit about the work. You don't drink, you don't smoke, right?
I do Zens.
But
I love my Zens.
you don't
Zins.
partake in the tree and you don't partake in the booze. How long has that been for you, and how has that changed your aspect and your outlook on life?
Um, Marijuana, I haven't done for, gee, dude. I mean, once I got out of like lockup and stuff, I had an ex-girlfriend. I was trying it all the time. I never enjoyed it because it
Okay.
just gives me so much anxiety. It makes my shit worse. I respect those who like it. I'm actually pro, cannabis, whatever. Everybody should have a choice and have options to things that do help them. Um, it's just not me. I actually tried it a while back with my wife. I'm like, you know what?
Why?
Everybody's saying try weed, and I'm like, I'm 35 now. I wonder if it'll be better this time. Sure as
Nope.
shit, it wasn't. And it was confusing too, because they're
Yeah.
like, I'm like asking people, what do I do? They're like, you need to get an Instagram plug. I'm like, fucking what? Like all this crazy stuff. And I'm like, no, dude. And I'm like, I just want some weed. They're like, no, we got fucking blueberry kush, can't see your way home. Like all these
Yes,
different brands. I'm like,
that one.
God damn, I just
But
need
the
some
green one.
ragweed. None of them stems or nothing, just the real stuff. Dude. Alcohol, I partake every once in a while. Last Sunday, I had a whatever they call them, like club tail grape one with the ginger. so delicious, but I don't like to drink alcohol.
Yeah.
I usually go a very long time without drinking because I was becoming a victim of the booze.
Yeah.
I was drinking whiskey every fucking night, dude.
Yeah.
Like a bottle, dude. And I
I
thought like,
remember
oh,
those
this is
days.
cool. But my head, I'm a control freak. So, one day it got bad for a minute. And I'm like, I wasn't full blown Addy, but I was going that way. I was like, man, it's lunchtime. I'm gonna go hit the Lobo down here and get me a beer and a burger, drink a couple beers, go back to work, washing windows, freaking got my buzz on, go home, you get off the freeway. I'm like, because I'm in Utah, bro.
Yeah.
So they're like, my liquor store closes at like 6:30,
6.
and I didn't even want to go. But my
Oh,
brain all of a sudden went, dude, you need whiskey. And I'm like, no, I don't. And it's like, no, you need it. My body went, whoop. I was like, shit. So I said, this has got to stop because I wake up dehydrated. I feel like shit. It's just not conducive to my well-being. So I don't do that no more.
good for
Power
you.
to anybody that can, and that's awesome, but it really bogs you down.
Yeah, I feel the same way. And I shared with you when we were in Utah. I just collected my 7-year chip last month, and actually, what day is
Congrats,
today?
dude.
Thank you.
The
Today
six.
is to the 6th. So on the 9th, May 9th will actually be 7 years of the day that I walked out of rehab. So you walk
Let's
into a
get a
rehab,
let's get a hell yeah in the comments.
you walk into rehab, yeah, that might be your first day sober, but the day that you walk out of rehab, that's actually the day that shit gets, or prison, or wherever you're leaving, whatever institution you're leaving, the day you walk out of that facility is the real day shit gets real, because you can go to any corner store and get whatever
Yeah,
you want. You can get whatever
pretty
you
much.
like. Hey, so I want to
Yeah.
give a shout out real quick to Mike Nichols, to John Trotta, Squeegee Chick, and some other friends that popped in. Mike Nichols says, what do you say?
Been repressing. Yeah.
I've spent 50 years suppressing trauma. Why change now? Mike Nichols, one of my favorite people in the industry, also a man who's been through a lot, and another man who has his faith, and another guy that a lot of us reach out to whenever we have issues and want to have somebody to bounce their ideas and thoughts off of. So I want to tell Mike Nichols thank you very much, and let him know that we love him, because that dude also knows his shit and has been there, done that. And
I love Mike Nichols, man. He's another guy that's been hitting me up. He's actually one of the only people that I've gone down my Zen Taoist philosophy path. Um, I don't know what I am. I'm a dirty Christian. I don't know what, but like I'm learning. I'm coming closer, and Mike Nichols has been a brother that's been there for me. He sends me scriptures, he sends me cool stuff like all the time, and I really appreciate that shit. He's one
Mike
of the
is
only people that I can talk to about that.
Mike is probably one of the first people that made me feel comfortable in this industry. I didn't know anybody. I remember at my first event bumping into Zane. I didn't even know who Zane was. This is also before he was a rep, and I thought actually Zane was part of Squeegee Life, because I didn't even know who Squeegee Life was. Like, um, you know, and he's like, hey, I get on the showroom floor, and I didn't know Mike was his daddy or stepdad at the time. And um, Mike and I start talking, and then he tells me about a coffee in the morning, and then I have coffee with him, and then we start talking scripture and passages, and it just made me feel like I was right where I was supposed to be. And that's kind of that feeling that he gave to me when I met him is the kind of feeling that Deeds and I are trying to put forward to our friends, our viewers, our listeners, our watchers. We want all of you guys to feel that same feeling, like that embrace, that love, that caring, because we do care. And you know what
That
I'm also
love and
we
feeling.
do, bro. And the best part is
Yeah.
what I'm realizing too is it's not only do Mark and I care, our friends care. everybody who comes in here Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, they all have that same feeling and they really care about everybody else in the community. It's not just for fucking show, it's because they do care. The Craig Hensels, the Tylers, the Adam Hogans, the Damians, the John Magdoses, the Squeegee Toms, the Zach V's, all these, the Squeegee Chicks, all you guys and gals that come in here to share. It's amazing because a lot of times we don't even realize the effect that we're having on other people or the listeners and watchers, you guys, the effect that you have on Mark and myself and then the other people commenting. Sometimes that's just little that boost of um confidence in one another that hey, you got this, that we share with one another is all we need. So I can feel
Me
that
and
I can feel that
me
energy
and
these
Mark,
days.
me and not Mark, me and Jake, we always talk about giving these other guys a platform. You know, um, it's cool. Like I'm James, whatever, He-Man, Rat King, whatever you want to call me, like whatever, dude. But like when we do our giveaway and all our little things and stuff, me and Jake, we always say like, let's make other people feel famous. Like that's kind of what we want to do. We're trying to be selfless. We're not trying to be um I love this industry, but there's a lot of behind the scenes hate and drama and shit. And I'm
Really?
cutting that shit. I'm cutting that shit loose, baby. I'm
Yeah.
blocking my haters. I'm saying peace because I want nothing but positivity and I want to bring other people up for the ride, bro.
Yeah.
So, that's what this like 2K giveaway is. That's what this get together is. This is kind of how I feel like you guys kind of do. It's like
It's for the people, Riley.
you guys have a lot of cool people on here and like different people too. Like I see these people in these comments, dude. I don't know who Charles D. Smith is,
Chuck
but
D is the
he,
man.
he's 138 days clean and sober, dude. Like
Fuck
that
yeah.
shit
That's
is
inspirational,
fucking
man.
badass.
Yeah.
That's the dude. There's a lot of
Yeah.
dudes in here that they pop in and they say stuff, maybe they feel like they're not seen as much because it's hard.
It
It's
is a
hard to
hard
it's hard to
Yeah.
compete with Craig and you know the Lukes and all the like the personas and all the people in there. But you guys are all seen, like to me at least.
to us
I see
too.
you guys.
To us too. And James,
Yeah.
thank you so much for bringing that up because Mark, that is one of the other things that after we started doing this, Mark and I were like, oh, we're basically we're talking to ourselves every morning for the first 50 episodes or so.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, hell yeah.
and then we would put it online and then people would comment and we're like, oh, people actually are watching this. And then we're like, well, how can we get others involved? And you know, first it was like, hey, let's give some of our friends some shine, like Squeegee
Oh, nice.
Tom, Damien's. And of course, it's great to give them some love because they're our homies. But at the same time, too, we want to be friends with everybody in this industry and to let everyone feel that shine. You're exactly right. It's not just the guys that we see every time. It's the guys and the gals behind the scenes that are doing this shit for their families. The Squeegee Chicks, the Katie Sellers, the APDs, the Alan Palmer Duenas, the Nick
Yeah.
Andersons. It's all these cats that are up and coming that are going to be doing this for a long time.
Yeah, this is
So
a grind. This isn't just a 9 to 5. This is like a commitment. A lot of us are business
Yeah,
owners and we're a slave to our phone. We're a slave to the schedule. And it's good to bounce ideas and stories off each other.
definitely, definitely, dude. And like, it's crazy because I I don't know, I feel all that, dude. Like I've been in a part of these groups almost immediately since I started window cleaning. So like 11 years, dude. And you just see a lot of people, they come, they go, they never stay. Why do they never stay? I don't know, dude. But like, people they come, they go, bro. And we're coming on a new dawn where like I just want you to know, I don't this cut that. If you're watching this shit and you're a hater, dude, let it out, bro. Let it out because all this goodness and positivity is gonna squash you down, bro. And
Yep.
you don't want the heat of the
We're riding
love.
that wave,
You
baby.
know?
Riding that
Yes,
wave.
sir.
Good.
I'm
Riding
like,
that
let's
wave.
like, hell yeah, dude. Like, you know, straight up, this truth, bro. Things are changing. There's young cats coming up into these groups and stuff,
And
and
we, if we don't
everybody's
set the
got wisdom.
example, also too, James, if we don't set that example, and this sounds really fucking corny and whack, kind of, but if we're out here acting a fool, then it's gonna give other people the idea that it's okay to just go out, run amok, and act a fool and treat people like shit. So
Yeah,
when we act uh accordingly, and when we treat others, it's almost like children, right? Lead by
Yeah, it is the
example.
no,
way you
for
want
real.
to be treated. You know.
Yeah, lead by example and treat people well, and the industry will continue to grow and flourish, right? And that's kind of what the concept of what it is that we're trying to do on the show. But it's exactly the same concept that you and Window Cleaning Nation and the 2K giveaway are doing, man. And I'm just excited to be around to watch all of this growth.
Yeah.
And when I say growth too, I don't. You and I are the same on this one. Money is never fucking something that gets brought up. Income,
Yeah.
like I
Yeah.
don't give a fuck what you
Money
make.
does not motivate me at all, bro.
Me either. And I don't give a fuck what you make or how much you gross or what your
Yeah.
numbers are. I don't care. How do you treat people? Are you a shithead to
Yeah.
people? Then I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want like. What does Michael Jackson say? I wanna rock with you all night. Well, I don't. If you treat people like shit, I don't want to rock with you.
Yeah.
But I do want to
Yeah, for
rock with
real.
Deeds, and I do want to rock with James Riley. You know what I mean? Treat people
Hell
with
yeah.
love and respect.
Hell yeah. I'm so
Yeah.
excited to have you come to the get together, dude.
I'm fucking
I'm
jacked
like,
too. Hey, a week from today, we're gonna do the show. I forget who's on that morning, but I'll be on a flight at 11, no, 1:30 a week from today. So I think
isn't it Jake?
I'll be
Is it Jake?
staying the. I think I'm staying the first night at Koleski's, and then the next two with Jake Van O, and then I'll probably get a hotel somewhere right around wherever the get together is that Saturday night, because I dip
Yeah,
out
man.
early. I dip out early that Sunday morning, so it'll be fun,
Nice,
dude.
nice.
I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait. So, what are you?
It's
What are your plans for that day? Tell some of our friends who are planning on going, or those of us who are going. Tell us what to expect, what time the event's going to run, and any special stuff that you want us to know about. I'm going to step away for 90 seconds, but you go ahead and answer that.
um God, that was a lot of info for me to
Hold
process.
on.
I'm just
So,
kidding. What?
the time of the events. What are we going to be doing? Any special guests and any fun giveaways?
So the time is technically 10:30 to 3:30, but this the way I wanted this um is not it's loose, bro. It's you come and go. If you want to leave, you might not win shit, but you can come in and say hey and peace out, whatever. Um, but technically we have the park from 9 to like 3 or something. And I guarantee we're probably gonna, most guys are probably gonna stay a little bit longer, and that's cool. Unless somebody else rents the park and kicks us off, then we got a ditch, you know. But like, we're gonna be doing giveaways. It's really just loose.
Yeah.
It's really just loose, dude. It's like a swingers club, you know. Come on, meet all these people, talk to some people. I think Gabe's coming up. I'm super stoked about that. I've never met Gabe. I think he's a cool cat. I think he's a positive cat.
He's a
I
good
think like
dude.
his presence is really nice in this industry. Um, he's gonna be doing like he's gonna try to do like a 5 minute interview with everybody kind of thing, put together some content and stuff. Um, the giveaway portion, mostly like when we're there, it's just gonna be like family, dude. Like you're going to your in-laws or something, but way better because you don't
Yeah,
have
because
your mother-in-law there, bro.
yeah, I was just gonna
Like
say
Olive
because
Garden.
sometimes the in-laws suck. Window cleaners don't.
Yeah, the
I
Olive
mean,
Garden
what do
with
you
Vin
think?
Diesel as your
What do
waiter.
you think window cleaners are gonna do, dude? We're all gonna get together. We're gonna like Google each other's trucks and like, oh gosh, your truck has a sweet setup, bro. And like we're gonna like talk tools, talk family, talk life, make friends, whatever, dude. We're gonna have some food. We got WCR giving away 4 $250 gift cards. We got
Sweet.
Awesome.
um, Mike, my boy Koleski, the little rat bastard. He's giving away. He's giving. That is my my
That's
child.
also an
He's
inside
giving.
personal joke. He's not really calling him out. They're
Yes,
buddies.
yes. He's gonna be doing some. I think he put together. He's trying to put together like a window easel, so
Oh,
we can all
cool.
kind of like do
Neat.
shit on it or whatever and
That'll be
demonstrate
fun.
his Mac scrubber. He's got some stuff he's gonna give away. I think there's going to be like pins and t-shirts and hats. I think we're just giving this stuff away. And then
Sweet.
like, yeah, so if you're not there, you're not going to get one, but you can buy one later. But like, this is kind of for the dudes that want to show up as a thank you. Like you're it's dope, dude. We got Simpool. He just gave us
Is
a
Phil gonna
couple
be
little like
there?
I don't think so, but he's sending some like shorties and a bunch of other stuff. I don't know. Jake talked to him.
Sweet.
Um, Phil is kind of like
I know,
he's
bro.
kind of
So
a little bit he's a crazy.
hey, so Phil lives about 90 miles up the road from me, right? Like, a
Yeah,
straight shot. I haven't met him at his place. And I never
he's
really
a
had
good
any.
guy.
I kind of get that feeling from him. And I appreciate the fact that he's been in this industry for so long. So
Yeah,
Deeds and I get to the IWCA. We watch the speed competition, and we never spend that much. Like the previous year, we didn't watch that much of the competition. This year, Phil's up there and he does the speed competition. And he doesn't
yeah,
obviously win, but he goes up there and he's in his 70s, late
Does a good job.
70s. Yeah, he did a
yeah.
solid job. After the event, I watch like Deeds and I get done with we're out having a session with Grace and Tom and Codrine and Logan from Glass Renew. I walk in, I'm smiles because I just got done having a sesh. The day's over. It's been a long weekend. It's our last night. And I walk in through the courtyard. I see Phil. I say, hey man, we don't really, really know each other, but I just wanted to tell you, way to go out there. Like I think you did a great job on the speed competition, and it takes some serious balls to get up there and do that. And he looks me fucking dead in the eye and he's like, yeah, well, that's kind of what I do. And if you want me to do it, basically, if you want me to do it again and give you some lessons on how to clean windows, give me a call. And I was just like, old man's got jokes and
Gangsta.
putting me on blast. So I was
Yeah,
like, all
dude. He's
right, I
he's
got a little
definitely
extra love. I got a little extra love for Phil.
he's definitely a hustler, dude. We have some stuff coming from Magic Supply. They're donating some stuff. We also have God, who do we have? Oh, we're trying to get we got a local here, cleaning supplier. Hopefully
Mhm.
this guy shows up. He's a cool dude. And he's just one of the guys that's local here. It's a good spot. Like if you're ever in like a rush emergency and you
Yeah.
need like rubber or stuff, he sells like all the products. It's a cool store.
Yeah, I have one of
Um,
those out here. It's always great to invite
Gabe
those dudes
is
too.
I think Gabe is giving like a year membership or something.
The year
Don't quote me
membership
on
to
that.
the IWCA and then an hour of coaching calls. I
Yes.
saw.
Damn.
Yes, you guys know.
Yeah,
You guys know. I just
I
woke
saw
up,
it.
so like I'm just like, what is all this? What is all this? I'm usually not to work until about 9 or 10, guys. So like bear with me.
We
This
caught
morning
you
I
on
got
a
all the homies like, are you up? Are you up?
He's
like
awake.
I'm up, guys.
right
I'm
on.
good.
So what's on your agenda today? Like what kind of gigs you got going on?
Today I'm going solo imano because my brother, it's his birthday. I want to give a shout out to Utah's second best window cleaner, my brother.
Number
My
two.
brother.
My bad.
Like, dude, that guy is He's top notch. I'm hoping he'll come to the event, but my brother is very antisocial, so we'll see. I might
So
have
are
to
half
pull
the
some
people
teeth.
in our industry.
I told him there was food, so I'm hoping like that will motivate
That'll get him
him, you
coming.
know. I
Meatballs.
want to bring one of my kids, at least one of my kids. My 12-year-old's probably like, "Fine, screw you, you know. I'm too cool. I'm too cool."
Yeah.
So, you know, but I got some kids that are down to do anything, so that's awesome. Today I'm mostly just doing storefronts, dude.
Right
It's
on.
actually kind of a low-key day. I think I got like 6 or 7 of them to do. Um, but that's really it, man. That's all I
So,
got going today.
so on Wednesdays we talk about what's in your bucket. What are you going to be rocking today in your bucket?
Water. I'm just kidding,
Water.
like water.
I just
Oh
got
Deeds.
gosh.
the Unger tip, the rubber tip. I used this yesterday. This baby is hot fire. So I enjoyed this thing for toweling windows with my
I need to get some.
nothing matters.
I need to, oh my gosh. What
Yeah.
is that?
But
Oil
yeah,
slick?
No,
yeah,
it's
that's
the
the nothing
nothing
matters film.
matters.
Nothing matters.
Yeah,
Doesn't
but
it look
anyway,
great on
That's great.
camera?
if yeah,
It
get
does.
get the Unger rubber tip, get the Acme the zero pole adapter because you need to put it on something. But yeah, this thing is slick when it comes to cleaning windows, drying the panes. Beautiful.
Deeds.
Fun.
I need to get one of those. I'm pretty much like my bucket is I'm pretty lame. Like I'm not nowhere near as cool as Jessica, Squeegee chick. Like
She's
people
one
are
of the
like,
coolest though. She's got all sorts of gear and she's dialed in
I
and
know.
I love her content and her attitude. I just had a conversation with who the fuck was I talking to yesterday? Oh, John Magdos. And we were both commenting on her rise through the ranks and her techniques and the way that she films and her content's just fire and positive attitude
Yeah.
is her positive attitude is contagious. So shout out to Squeegee Chick because she's a real one.
I, I
Hey, I
I
gotta
love
I
it,
gotta
dude.
run
I
in
love
three
that she's
minutes.
got like
Okay.
I love that she's got all this cool like videos with music and stuff. When I first saw her, I gave her a shout out back in January. I kind of threw her to the wolves. And like everybody, like, you know, I mean, it's not just me. It's
Yeah.
obviously she's badass.
Yeah.
But like I'm like, check out this chick.
Yeah.
And then like all of a sudden everybody's like, you know, and she's cool, man. I'm so excited that, you know, somebody like her, she seems like she could hang out with the boys,
She
you
does.
know?
That's that. So we got her at the IWCA, and I know Deets has to run, so we're gonna wrap this up quick. But that's what I was trying to tell John is she is one of the homies and great heart, great person, fun to be around. Shout out Squeegee Chick. We do have to wrap up though because we got a split. Deeds, you want to give actually James, you mentioned quickly shout out to your brother. Anybody else you want to give some shout outs to?
Everybody. Brian Brown for sending me cool freaking memes
Yep.
every day. That shit gets me going. Um, Eddie Stewart. Eddie Stewart for wishing me a happy 4th because I'm the only Star Wars nerd he apparently knows, but I know he knows more. He actually went out of his way to do that for me, and I was like, dude, this guy's legit. And
Hell
then
yeah.
like, and then you know, just you guys, Jake, Mike. Dude, I got too many. If I miss you all, like, you know, I'm sorry, but I love
Jordan
everybody.
Eklund.
Jordan Eklund, yeah, that guy's cool. His
Hell yeah.
dad's a pretty funny guy too. I hope his dad comes.
I hope Jordan
But
and Coletti and Jordan's dad and Coletti's dad make it. That'll be great.
Yeah.
if Michael's dad makes it, that's the OG rat bastard. Like this guy, that guy's next level, bro. Like I've chat with him. He's a funny guy.
Word
I
him
like
up.
him.
Deeds, who you
Yes.
got?
No, just thanks everybody for watching. Thank you, James, for coming on this morning. It's good to hear your story and such. It's always good to talk. I hope you guys have an awesome time at the event. Thanks Zero WCR for all you guys do. Thanks for everybody. And yeah, just make it a great day. I've got an interior, exterior window cleaning and a gutter cleaning today. So busy ass day on my plate.
Yeah, man. I want to give a shout out to Billy Sloan, who's kicking ass and kicking ass and cleaning glass on the towers for me right now. He's taking care of some interior exteriors on the air traffic control tower. Got a couple storefronts, and then it'll be done for the day. But I do want to say thank you to Sorbo Zero and WCR. Good morning to your little one right there, James. I don't know which one that is, but good morning.
Yeah, dude.
Give a shout out to all the family and friends who pop in every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Friday we have Daniela Abundez from San Diego joining us, and I can't wait to get her on to talk some high rise stuff. We wish you all a wonderful day. Deeds, what do you tell them?
Change your resin, change your rubbers.
And I tell y'all to keep them passion buckets full. Riley, you're the best, dude. I've been dying to
man.
get you on here, and there's nothing better than having you on in a mental health May. You're the best. We got to get you on almost monthly, brother. We'll see you next week. Be well, everybody. Keep them passion buckets full. Stay up, stay gold. Much love.
Morning, everybody.
Yes.